So, the next level that you guys decided for me to remake for my Ultimate Hard Demon mix is Future Funk by Jonathan GD. And the part Future Funk I wanted to recreate was this symmetrical duel right here. I know that it'd probably make more sense to do the asymmetrical duel, but it's only the second part in the entire level, and I don't think it's necessary to throw you right into an asymmetrical duel as the second part of the entire level. I also find that this wave part here is pretty iconic, even if it's not the most memorable part of the entire level. So first things first, I'm probably going to make this foreground fade out. So I can just add an alpha trigger and just make this fade out. So group 3. After I finished making the foreground fade out, I then decided to work on some of the gameplay. I tried to stick pretty original to the original Future Funk, but I did add some of my own things in there as well. So I'm just do some really simple gameplay like this, transitioning into the dual part. So I can add like a diamond structure, because that's kind of how Future Funk did it. And then like add a saw blade somewhere in here. So like maybe you have to go down like that. And we can just add some simple ground spikes for now, like this. Honestly, making the gameplay here was pretty simplistic. All I did was just take diamond structures and put them around the wave parts, and then I also took some slopes and also put them throughout the parts as well. I tried my best to keep it symmetrical while trying to keep some similar Future Funk designs to it, which honestly was a bit difficult. I also added a UFO part in as well, but it was kind of boring. I was just more so consistency clicking, kind of like how Future Funk did it. But overall, I think the gameplay for this definitely turned out pretty well. So now we have the UFO part, and that is more so just consistency clicks, like just going through saw blades and whatnot. And so I guess we'll do that. So I'm gonna make you go up onto slopes, which will center you like this. And I guess we can start off. So I think Future Funk had in its first part some like of these type of structures, kind of like with spikes on them. To be brutally honest here, the structuring was extremely basic. I also don't want to bore you guys to death with my bad commentary, so I'll just go over everything I did in post commentary instead. Basically, what I did is copied and pasted those simple square structures throughout the first part of this section, and then I made a big slope-like structure with saw blades and spikes, kind of like how the Future Funk did it right here in this part. But to be honest, that's all I have for gameplay, so I want to move on to the decoration process of this video, as I think it'll probably be more interesting than me just placing lines around. Alright, so that's all the gameplay done, and I think it definitely flows pretty well. It definitely feels like Future Funk, and that's something that I'm going for. So I guess I can get on to like showcase of the gameplay so far. So for the slopes, basically what it did is it just took these and then made some like grayer slopes using like, I think it was these, could have been as an example, and it just kind of did the simplistic design, right? And it made a pretty cool and unique design. For whatever reason, during this part of recording, my microphone kept cutting out, which made it really hard to find good audio clips to use. So just to make it easier for me, I'm just gonna go over everything in post commentary instead. So the first thing I did is take some gray slopes and just put them throughout the entire outer ring of the diamond shape. I made them low opacity and then used some glow to make them pop a bit better. I then filled in the middle with some colored slopes, which I thought looked pretty cool as well, and obviously I used even more glow. I then made a couple line designs, which then I copied and pasted throughout the entire design. I then also copied and pasted this block design throughout the entire part, which took forever, like so long. Okay, so I literally just got back from like a trip, So I didn't have much time to actually work on this level at all, so it's been a while. But it definitely feels extremely empty, so I might add some extra like things to fill this in. But yeah, I think that this looks pretty good. So now I think I want to do like a saw blade design. Yeah, so I think we'll do that. Okay, so saw blade design. How can I do something like this? First, I'm gonna make it maybe rotate like 22 degrees, so pretty slow. Now, Future Funk, I think Future Funk used some pulsing circles, and it did just change the color of it. Like it used like these, right? And it just kind of like changed the color of it. Because I think this is extremely plain as it is, so I'm gonna try something different. Finding out what works for a saw blade design can be really tricky, but I took some of these cogwheel designs and I put them in the middle with a pulsing circle as well. It's pretty simplistic, but it definitely works. And then I just copied and pasted this throughout the entire part. Okay, so now I want to do the ground spike design. I think this part definitely is going to need some air deco though. It looks extremely empty. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to fix that. But for now, we'll do some ground spike designs. And then we can work on the air deco. I think, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. To be honest though, the ground spikes weren't that difficult to make. I just took wavy ground spike designs and then some wavy glow decoration and just put that over the black wavy ground spike designs. It might sound a bit confusing, but it's honestly not. I also added glow and a couple other details into the part. Then I just put it around the parts that needed the ground spikes. I think it definitely turned out pretty good, but it's not my best work. It feels kind of rushed, not gonna lie. So I guess we'll start with like a quick arrow design. Alright, so I'm gonna take this arrow. I'm gonna take this arrow, and I'm just gonna copy and paste it, right? And actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna take this arrow and copy or just like shrink it and make it solid black. And I think I'll take this. I added some pretty simple details to this arrow. I think the design looked pretty basic, but it was honestly worth it because it looked great with the rest of the level. I also added a smaller arrow design as well to fill up as much space as possible. They were extremely basic and similar to the ones I did in the 9 circles part as well. So the background never actually changed in this part. It kind of stayed a gray. So that's why I chose like 8 as a different color. Mainly because of that. So I'm gonna keep the background a gray. I then just did simple pulses to all the parts. I also added a bit of movement, but these things weren't that interesting, so I'm just gonna skip over it for now. Alright, now Future Funk kind of did like a lines fading background that just kind of like faded out over a long period of time, but honestly I think that's a bit boring because I want to do a kind of grid almost, right? That's like sliding in a specific way, which I think could look pretty cool. So I'm gonna definitely try that. So if I just take like these squares that I made out of the 3D line objects and just kind of start copy and pasting them where I can, just to like fill up space, right? So I got this like grid, and I'm just gonna basically keep copy and pasting it and make it just much bigger. So I gotta fill up the top here. I think that this effect is gonna look pretty cool, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So I'm just gonna copy and paste it and see how it looks. And if that doesn't look good, then I'm gonna have to try to find something else. But this, I think this is gonna look fine. So I'm gonna put this on B5. Give it a new group of 23. I basically put the grid on a lower opacity so it's not so much in your face. I also made it move 100 degrees to the right on the x-axis and made it move 100 degrees down on the y-axis. This gave a pretty cool sliding effect, which I think ties the entire level together, and I think it fills up so much space. Yeah, so like moving more on a diagonal slant, right?
That looks so cool. Oh my god, I like that. That's so cool. That just made this part feel much more interesting. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that definitely added a lot to the part.
I then just made a simple foreground where I took the 2.1 rock designs and just made them move to the left by 100. I think this part definitely turned out really good. I think it's the best looking part of the two so far. To be totally honest, I think that this part is pretty much complete. Like, I don't know what else to add. I think that this looks great. I think it feels like Future Funk as well. So now I guess we'll get on to the final showcase of the part. Really quickly, there's a poll on my channel in the community tab section asking you which hard demon I should recreate next. I recommend that you go vote there if you want to go see future episodes to this series. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!